Hey everyone, it's Morny Alahar here. So you want to speak more, right? And you want to make a lot more money from speaking than you already are. Maybe you're new to speaking and maybe you've just got this dream of speaking, because I know for many entrepreneurs, many leaders, they have these dreams of speaking on big stages, Tony Robbins style, Brené Brown style, and all that is possible, absolutely. It just may not be where you start. I started in my hometown of Donegal here in Ireland, population of about 5,000 people. And when I realized that there were stages all over my local area and regionally that I could speak on and get awesome clients from, I realized that that was going to be the #1 way that I grew my business. And literally 2 years later, after discovering that, my business went from being 10,000 in debt to closing $500,000 in sales in my third year of business. There's no way I would have done that if I had to spend all my time trying to figure out all these complicated strategies and tactics that are out there right now. Speaking is by far one of the fastest paths to grow your business, but you have to understand how it works, right? And I think for many people, they get a little bit caught up in the fact that they think they have to be big influencers or they have to be famous in order to do that. So what I want to do in this video is walk you through some of the different frameworks to use speaking, and then I'll zone in on the one that I used and the one I believe that anybody could use. So if you're a coach, a consultant, maybe you're already speaking, this is really going to help you. And I actually dive deep into this in the Speak More, Make More challenge. You'll see a link below if you want to spend 5 days with me where I'll walk you through my entire system of how to do that. So, like I said, there's many ways to use speaking. There's all sorts of stages out there. There's paid stages, there's shared stages, there's panel stages, there are stages that you pay for. So you pay to actually speak in front of that audience. And there's also keynote where you actually get paid to speak. And I know the keynote model is really the dream for all entrepreneurs, but what I want to tell you and what I want to share with you in this video is I know that there's ways that you can make multiple six figures without being a keynote speaker, without spending years in Toastmasters, without, a whole ton of followers, having a big, massive following. You do that by finding free stages. And I call this the free gigs method. And what I mean by that is you find a free place to speak, and let's think about the local area wherever you live. I know wherever you live, you're gonna have more people and more facilities in it than I did when I was starting out. I always used to, smile and laugh when I go to networking events and listen to people living in New York and Chicago and Boston saying I can't find gigs, and I'm like, are you crazy? If I was living in your town, I would fill my calendar with gigs. So I'm talking about what is on your doorstep. That's what I'm talking about here. And right now, you can also look at what's on your virtual doorstep, right? Because I know there's stages out there right now with your name on them. And if you ask for those opportunities, you're probably going to get booked. And if you get booked for a speaking gig, if you do it properly and you understand how to make offers and you have a great message and you're able to share your story, you're going to get clients. If you can't do those three things, you're probably going to have a lot of trial and error. Again, I go through all of this in my Speak More, Make More challenge that I host every single month. So join that if you want to know more. So the free gigs method is basically when you use speaking to generate leads, right? You get the most hottest, most qualified leads from speaking. So when you find a stage, let's take a local networking group, right? Most local networking groups, they invite guest speakers every single month or maybe even every quarter. And if you're going there as an attendee, you want to make sure that you ask the event host, are there any opportunities to speak at the event? Now, you're more likely to get invited to speak if they know you. You're less likely to speak if you're a cold, let's say a cold person who comes in out of nowhere and is like, oh, hey, can I speak on your stage? You're far better off to know the people in that room. And when I say know them, know what problems they're already having. So you go to the event, spend some time getting to know the audience, spend some time saying, what kind of problems do you have? If you're in marketing, what's the biggest thing that gets in your way when it comes to marketing? If you're a life coach, what's the biggest things that gets in your way when it comes to living the life that you want? That kind of thing. So then when you go to ask the event host if you can speak, you're able to say to them, hey, I've been coming to your event for the last 3 months. Love what you're doing here. I've also been invited some of my friends to come along as well, so they see you're supporting them, which is always good. And you can say that I've asked quite a lot of people, what are their biggest problems when it comes to marketing? And it seems people are really, really struggling when it comes to getting sales. So what I would love to do is I would love to come along and do a free presentation on how people can get sales with ease from simple marketing strategies. Is that something that would interest you? Well, the chances of her saying yes are going to be super high because number one, you've gotten to know her audience. So she knows that you're telling her audience wants this, and all she wants to do is please her audience and make sure that they're getting value. And number two, you've shown that you're an active member of the group. So you care about the community. Those two things are going to help you get booked. Now, if you do get booked, if they do say yes, you have another problem, because if you've never done this before, you're like, yes, I'm going to speak. And then it's like, oh no, what am I going to speak about? All those things. But just understand, before you speak, you want to have a monetization plan. And the most simple monetization plan when you go to speak on a stage to gather leads is have something to give your audience where you can actually take their details. So that might be a free resource. So some sort of free guide where if anybody signs up for it, they give you their email address, preferably phone number too. So that way you gather loads of leads. So if there's 30 people and if it's a really good lead magnet, or if it's a really good resource, your chances of getting about 20 leads are super high again. Or you can invite people directly to have a call with you. So that would be inviting a specific number of people. So you want to limit it. You don't want to invite the whole time to speak with you, because then it won't seem valuable. Invite a specific number of people to have a call with you. And on that call is where you find out if you're a fit to work together. Right? And that's how you use the free gigs method. It is a lead generation strategy. It is a marketing tool for your business. And when you use this correctly, it will make you more money than you ever dreamed possible. It will help you get so good at speaking. You will understand your clientele so well. You will get so good at sales calls, and you will get so good at making money. Now, the key to this is you don't do it once and then never do it again. If you're serious about being a speaker, this is a long-term game for you. So you want to get on as many stages as possible. And I'm a huge fan of failing forward. Believe me, not every stage that I spoke on in the beginning gave me the results that I wanted, but I very quickly saw with a few tweaks, I was able to walk away with clients, contracts, and new speaking engagements. So I hope this is of value to you. It's called the Free Gigs Method. It's the one that I use. There's going to be more videos on this page if you like that. And again, if you want to do a deep dive with me, I host a free challenge every month called the Speak More, Make More Challenge, where I'll really be dissecting how I was able to go from, being 10K in debt to a multiple six-figure business owner, traveling the world, speaking on stages in a really short space of time. And I did it through traveling the world. And now that we've got this virtual opportunity, I think you can probably do it in half the time. So you could probably do it in a year if you wanted. Well, depends on how hungry you are. I hope this is of value. Have a great day. Bye.